Hey guys, Kenny here. Hey, I just got off the horn. We were on a video chat with my good friend Tom over at Vintage Small Engines in Australia, and my other good friend Mr Klem from down in Mississippi. And Tom had thought that last video I did, he was saying, oh mate, maybe the butterfly is not seated correctly and it's cracked open and that's why it's not idling down, and maybe you got it in the wrong hole in the linkage. And now everything was cool with it. And then John said to me, he goes, Kenny, he goes, is that clutch rusted on? And the clutch rusted onto the drum. And I'm like, wait a minute. So in other words, the low idle that it has, I was thinking, well, it's too high because the clutch is making the shaft spin. And I'm like, wait a minute. If the clutch was all rusted to the drum, it would spin at any RPM, however low you got it, and you'd think it was the wrong RPM or too high. So I started her up, and I put my foot on the head, and it stopped the engine. I said, oh, wait a minute. So I gave it a little more throttle, and I tried to stop it. Ain't stopping. So technically, apologies to HIPAA. The carburetor may be fine. There may be no issue with that carburetor. It's just that with that rusted clutch, it will constantly spin no matter what RPM it is, whether it be low enough or high enough. So I went back and I finally found a reading for what the RPM should be on that trimmer. And, oh, sorry for lights out. Hold on. Gotta head back outside. Anyway, looked up the trimmer, and what it was idling at is the right reading. So basically, carburetor's fine. Nothing wrong with the carb. So HIPAA, good job. Carburetor's good. But remember, when you guys are working on these things, make sure all the parts are right. Now, this one here, it's a cheap home light trimmer. I am not going to take apart that head and everything to expose the clutch and all that. Yes, it may whip a little bit at low RPM. It's a good friend of mine. He doesn't care. It's a good, cheapo thing he's had for years. He doesn't mind. I mean, in the interest of safety, yeah, if you're letting a kid use it or someone inexperienced, you may want to do that. But I'll be honest, guys, a $75 trimmer, are you going to take it apart, charge another $30 to $50 to $70 to take it apart and redo the clutch, free it up and all that? You know, it's not worth it. So just so you know, check the clutch, make sure it's not rusted to the drum, because if it is, no matter what RPM you go down to, it's still going to spin. I just wanted to point that out to everybody, let them know that the HIPAA carb was good and wasn't a problem with the carburetor. It was a rusted clutch shoes onto the drum. All right, just a clarification. We all miss things. I missed this. Thanks to my friend Mr Klem for pointing it out. All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon.